Hi, welcome to Made to Heal with Angela Brown. I am grateful that you're here and I invite you to subscribe and follow my channel, share it with others. I have a positive message to share. Today, I wanted to talk about taking the time Tuesday because taking the time is truly important. That's what mindfulness is all about, is taking the time. And taking the time to not only taking the time, but I want to focus on taking the time of seeing the terrific things that are going on in your world, in the world itself. A lot of times we see the news. I have personally chosen not to watch the news for the past 12 years. In fact, I have this running joke with my neighbors like, okay, if something really bad happens in the world that I need to know about, please come knock on my door because I just don't watch the news. Um, my husband actually stays up on things, but I just prefer not to because I recognized early on in my healing journey that that was not helping my healing journey. It wasn't helping the stress. It wasn't helping the depression. It actually would create more depression. And because I would take that on, I would just feel what was going on through other people. And so it's a gift. It's a gift to be able to feel what others are feeling, but at the same time, it's hard. And you've got to know when and where that's appropriate for you. So I just wanted to really talk about, so instead, I would just like, there are times I was talking about the news and I want to keep going because once in a great while, at the end of a news clip, it's like 98%, 95% of the news is just garbage, negativity, and things that just pull you down and weigh you down. And then at the end, sometimes they'll just share this beautiful story. For instance, like a few weeks ago in my region of the world, I have brothers that are twins, and one has Down syndrome, one does not. And they shared their story on the news, and it's cool because 1 in 2 million are experience that kind of thing, that life. And so it was just really, it was a positive message and it was uplifting. And it's like, yes, the news needs to have more stories like that. It would help us to feel more connected, I think, just to see the human side of people, the warm, nurturing compassion, the care, like we care for one another because a lot more of caring and compassion is going on than the negative stuff. And man, could you imagine if the news was all about the good that's going on in the world with just a 2% blurb of, hey, this is what's bad. If you want to look further into that, then there you go. But that's just my thoughts. It's just not helpful. But seeing what's going on that is terrific in your life, maybe you're like, if I were to ask my old self 15 years ago, what's so terrific? I don't know that I could tell you. I just I would maybe have like a few things like, I think my family's terrific or whatever, but I just was in such a dark place that it just would not be an easy question for me to answer. But on my healing journey, I have learned that it is so important to look at the things, taking the time to look at the things that are going on so beautifully and terrifically for you. When we do that, it just changes things. It helps the metacognition because of our metacognition right here. That's our third eye within the third eye area. And because of metacognition, we get to choose to change our thought processes. We get to choose to change a script that we've been having in our mind for a long time. We get to change that, but it's just a choice. It's a choice, and it's a beautiful choice. Um, and so today, if you ask me what's going, even in the midst of hard things, challenges that I might be facing day to day, week by week, or month, or whatever, I can still find a list really long of things that the things that I see that are going terrifically in my life and things that are happening terrifically in the world. There are terrific things going on in the world. And when we focus on that and when we ask, well, what is going on terrifically in the world? When we ask that, our brain wants to solve that question. Our brain wants to solve it right away. And so it's going to get to work of finding out for you what makes your world terrific. So it's amazing. It's truly amazing. Um, the the taking the time, what taking time will do. It's part of mindfulness. Taking the time to just slow down and notice the terrific things. So I like to follow, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna take a drink because if I don't drink my water, then I start clearing my throat, and water is important. But so I like to follow NDEs, near death experiences. And one guy I was listening to, he said, it truly matters what we do when we first wake up in the day and when we lay our head to go to sleep. And he's like, if you can tell me how you spend the first half hour of your morning and how you spend your last half hour at night, I can tell you who your God is. I can tell you who you worship, what you worship. And it was just amazing. I was like, it was just an aha of how important it is to take the time, how we spend the first half hour and the last half hour of our day. It's super important. Um, so that's a great way. That's a great time of day, taking the time of seeing what's terrific in your life and having that gratitude and just having that connection. That is powerful. So, as a foot zone practitioner, I love working with people. I love working with people that helps them in their journey of taking the time. And I ask where people are spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically. It is so important that, and when we take care of the top three, the spiritual, emotional, mental, when we work on those really good, the fourth one just falls into place a lot easier. It just falls into line because you are inclined to make better choices. You're feeling better spiritually, emotionally, mentally, that you just naturally gravitate to, you know what? I'm going to put this in my body rather than this. This is the healthy choice and this is what I want. It just happens so much easier for you. Um, I just wanted to say how grateful I am to share each message every day. It boosts my spirits, and I hope it boosts your spirits. Share it with others. It is my mission to just help others in their healing journey. I just know we are all on this beautiful path, and it matters. God matters. God cares. You matter to God, and He is very aware of where you're at. Even if you think you're not doing so great, we're always our own worst enemy. We are doing so much better than we even give ourselves credit for. So I just want you to know that God sees you, God hears you, He loves you, and He's there every step of the way. And He uses tools, books, classes. Utilize whatever comes into your life, and perk up your ears, and because we are just here to help each other get back home. That's what it is. We're here to help each other get back home. And because we're all just dealing with homesickness, depression, anxiety, um, those anger and frustration and all those. In a nutshell, it boils down to being homesick and not really knowing how to handle things on our own here. But here's the deal: we don't have to handle things on our own. We were never meant to handle things on our own, and that is what God and Christ are there for. So have a blessed day, and we will see you tomorrow. But just remember, taking the time to notice the terrific things in your life matter, and it will improve your day. God bless. Bye-bye.